It's the MOPOWERZ where knowledge is power. How are you all doing this Super Sunday? Me, I am fabulous. And if this is your first time watching the MOPOWERZ, I ask that you share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anybody that you come into contact with. And today's conversation just happens to be about John Matthews. John Matthews is a crazy young man from Chicago, age 25, who just happened to have killed his girlfriend's mother, his girlfriend, and her sister because she would not cook him breakfast and braid his hair. Did you hear me? Now, according to Chicago Sun-Times, the Chicago Tribune, WGN, and Newsbreak, this young man, John Williams, asked Shanta Harris, his girlfriend of, 4 years? And they have a son, a little baby. Well, anyway, she was over his house, and she wasn't feeling well that morning that he had requested those things to be done for him. Cook breakfast and braid his hair. Shanta Harris responded that she wasn't doing well. He went into a rage. He socked her in the eye. Okay? Shanta Harris tried to call her mother, Frances Neal, to come and assist her, but John Matthews snatched the phone from her, then broke it. Now, this is where it really gets crazy. John Matthews' grandmother was there at the scene when all of this is occurring. She's at the house with John Matthews and Shanta Harris and the baby. John Matthews' grandmother allows Shanta Harris to use her phone so that she can call her mother and get some assistance or whatever she needed, because the grandmother obviously could not control the grandson. He has no respect for his grandmother at all. So now, when Frances Neal, whom is Shanta Harris' mom, shows up with her other daughter, Jasmine Neal, John Matthews pulls a gun from his waistband and shoots the girlfriend's mother 7 times, and then shoots the sister. Shoots his girlfriend in the chest. The sister, Jasmine, runs all down the street. He chases her down, running down the street with a gun, chasing a female, pops her in the head. Seriously? The young man fled to Iowa. Stupid ass dude. Flees to Iowa and gets caught 3 months later because he was in a car accident. You see how that goes? The Creator was not allowing him to get away with that madness. And furthermore, John Matthews disabled her phone for a number of times to not make or receive any 911 calls. How he disabled it? He could have broken it. I don't know. It didn't say in the report. It just said that he disabled her phone from receiving and making phone calls at one point. And it just wasn't one incident, or as they would say, an isolated incident. No, this occurred many of times. There has been a record, a history of domestic abuse in that relationship. This is so sad. I'm glad that John Matthews got caught. I'm glad. How could he face his son? What is he going to tell his son? He didn't even care about his son. He had no care about anyone except himself. So whatever happens to John Matthews should happen to John Matthews. Wouldn't you agree? Now, this is going to be the problem when or with the police being defunded. Who's going to help these young women or young girls out here that's being terrified by their boyfriends? Now, I'm quite sure that someone knew that John Matthews was terrorizing that young girl. Like I said, he didn't even respect his grandmother. So whatever happens to him, happens to him. He had no respect at all. And these are the young guys that we're dealing with today. This is the society that Chicago is dealing with today with the young black men. Now, what caused that young man to do that? He told his girl that she wasn't doing it for him anymore. Just because she said that she didn't feel like doing his hair and cooking him breakfast because she wasn't feeling well. Was John Matthews involved with another young lady? Was he involved in the love triangle? Was he looking for some escape to get out of the relationship that he was having with Shanta Harris and his child? What was the real reason behind all of his madness and rage? Or was it just because he just grew up in an environment and a society that made him loco? What was it? What makes young black men disrespect their black women? What makes young black men today disrespect their mothers, their grandmothers, their elders? What makes young black men do that today? Because back in the day, we didn't do that. Grandmother is the chief. Grandma is chief. Grandma is chief. So what has happened to this society of young black men of today? Could it be the rap music that men and women are listening to today that are changing their attitudes toward their elders? I mean, after all, it is music that incites the mind and gives young people ideas of what to do to their elders, but not only to their elders, to anybody in the streets. Here it is, you already have a mindset of no value of yourself nor for anyone else. Then you influence that idea with destructive music that tells you to do what it is that you're feeling, despite the fact that you know that is wrong. Not to mention the fact that you're going to jail. That you're going to jail. That you're going to prison. You're going to the plantation that's on land. Prisons are slave plantations on land versus the boats that was on water during the Middle Passage. And that's where they're sending you to. And this dumb fuck, John Matthews, should get just that. He should get life. He should get electrocuted. Now, his grandmother put him on blast and told the police that my grandson just killed this lady, this woman, and that woman. His grandmama told him that. And when Shanta Harris arrived at the hospital, she identified her boyfriend, John Matthews, as the killer or shooter. Either way, all three were dead or are dead. Why? Because of John Matthews. Domestic violence. What sent that man off into a rage? Can anybody tell me? What makes you want to leave your child motherless? Anybody out there in Chicago? Please let me know. I would love to hear your comments in the comment section. And just for future references, if you have a girl or a lady or a woman or a wife like John Matthews who wasn't feeling well, right? And she told him that he wasn't feeling well, and then he says that she wasn't doing it for him anymore. Well, if you have a woman out there or if you have a man out there that is just not doing it for you anymore, don't go kill them. Don't go shoot them. Let them go. Or you go. Now, this idiot has to spend the rest of his life in prison, which I'm sure he will get because he deserves it. And then held his baby hostage so that they couldn't get to the baby. He wouldn't let the baby go after he done socked the mother in her eye. So, like I said, when her mama and her sister appears, the game was over with for them. Now, they probably would have been still alive had it not been for his grandmother who allowed Shanta Harris to use the phone. I wonder how is she feeling behind that, because remember, he snatched Shanta Harris' cell phone and broke it. And his grandmother gave Shanta Harris the phone so that she can make the phone call. So would it be safe to say, had it not been for the grandmother giving her the phone, that Frances Neal and her daughter, 2 daughters, may still be alive today? I'm not saying that what the grandmother did was wrong. She did what every grandmother would have done. In fact, my grandmother would have called some assistance on my ass and had me chopped up. Like real talk. I'm just saying. What would your grandmother have done? What would you have done if you were John Matthews? He's an idiot. So don't be an idiot. Don't think like an idiot. What do you think about that story, Chicago? It's your brother, the MOPOWERZ, where knowledge is power. Thanks for viewing.